Hello everybody and welcome back to the WNL Premier Series Season 3 qualifier this weekend at Lifeforce Ninja in Bellingham, Washington. Amazing shoutouts to our brilliant course designer and owner Jaden Welch for putting on an absolutely incredible competition so far, and there is no doubt that he is going to be carrying on the excellence throughout today. Hello everybody, my name is Billy Dixon. I am joined alongside Kane Molden for the amateur division as the first division of the day. Kane, the competition that we have had currently has been absolutely brilliant. There have been so many incredible obstacles, incredible runners. What are the chances that we're going to get even more of that?
Close to 100, I would say. This is just such a unique set of obstacles that have been laid out amongst our competitors. And after day one, I'm blown away by the talent, by the obstacles that have been laid out for all to see. We'll see how it finishes up, Billy.
Precisely so. It's going to be an absolutely amazing competition to start things out for day 2 of Lifeforce, but with this qualifier being a WNL Premier Series special, we're going to be taking you guys through the rules and how our athletes got here. So let's take a moment to appreciate the journey that these guys took. So, we have taken the top 25% of all athletes throughout the World Championships along with their season standings within the WNL, and they have automatically gotten an invitation to the Premier Series. This is also going to go for a couple of international athletes that might not have gone to Worlds, if they're from Canada, the UK, Australia, Israel, France, you name it. They have all gotten invites to the Premier Series in their respective ways, and they're able to compete in any competition that they want to within this season. In how the competition's going to go today, we've got 2 courses. The placement course is going to be first, where if you fall or run out of time, your run is finished. Simple as that. And on the challenge course, every athlete gets 2 retries, but you can only use 1 retry once on an obstacle. So let's say you attempt an obstacle on the challenge course and you haven't failed anything yet and you fail it for the first time, you can then go back to the beginning of the obstacle, retry it, and if you clear it on your second attempt, you can carry on through the rest of the course. You have 2 opportunities to do that. When it comes to how these courses are formatted, the placement course is going to be seeding the run order for the challenge course. If you get first on placement, you are going last on challenge, and the challenge course is ultimately going to determine who goes to the Premier Series finals, and that is based off of the top 4 athletes in every single division, male and female, and they are automatically going to get an invite to the Premier Series finals for 2025 at Motus Ninjas in Lee Summit, Missouri on November 22nd and 23rd. Their qualifier was held back in August, and it was absolutely brilliant to see the amazing obstacles and competitors on show, and I can only dream of what course Donovan and TJ are going to put together for the finalists who are going to make it there. But, Kane, rounding it back to how we are currently, we have got the Lifeforce competition. We're halfway through it. We're going to be starting out with the 4th division out of 6, and we are very excited to be getting on with it. Let's have a look at the competitor field that we have today.
Yeah, we have, I would say, a decent cut of ninja talent. 7 athletes. That's going to be 2 amateur female, 5 in the amateur male division. So, I mean, we're not being spared any expense of ninja abilities here. Hopefully we can get a couple buzzers throughout. Right, Billy?
Absolutely. Yesterday, we were kind of short on buzzers, honestly, but that just really goes to show how demanding both the placement and challenge courses are out here in Washington for Lifeforce. Another thing that I really appreciate throughout the competitions that we've seen here at Lifeforce is that it's on the Canadian border, you know, at Washington, the top left of the country. A lot of athletes from Canada, predominantly British Columbia, they come down and train here and also compete in the competitions like this Premier Series. And that also goes for a bunch of the athletes on the West Coast. We see a large team out of Skyhook Ninja Fitness in Oregon, and we also see a lot of people out of Traverse Fitness in California as well. So it's definitely no shy of community.
Yeah, you know, something interesting that I've just noticed, a little observation, is that there are actually more Canadians in the amateur male lineup than Americans, which I think is a little crazy. But why don't we move into the remaining age groups that we have set up for this lovely Sunday afternoon?
Precisely so. We still have 2 more competitions that are going to be held after this one. We've got the teens and the elites. I'm going to be with Travis Rosen on the mic for the teens, and me and Kane are going to be back on elites later on. The teens are going to be happening at 3:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 6 p.m. for the elites. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Some of the best ninjas in the world come out here to compete in the Northwest region out here for these competitions, and I'm really excited to be seeing what we can get results-wise on both of these courses that we've got here today, Kane.
Absolutely. Jaden and Becca, I believe, are the ones at fault here for this amazing course, for lack of a better term. It's amazing, but it's a little terrifying, right?
Absolutely. I'm very excited to see what they've got. Jaden has been absolutely killing it on course design throughout this weekend, as he usually does. Fun fact as well for all of you guys watching, in the Premier Series, there are only 3 gyms that have stayed in the season for the whole time, and Life Force is one of them. The other 2 placements going to both Motus and True Function in the UK. So Life Force has been here from the start of the Premier Series, and they have just gained experience and brilliance every single year. And last year, it was the finalist location as well, bringing me personally one of my favorite competitions in Ninja history with the finals.
Yeah, it was super exciting. As you can see in the little format, you saw some B-roll there, courtesy of that very competition, where Jackson Erdos was able to punch a Premier Series championship into his grasp. So that's something that, I mean, we'll see later in November, but in the meantime, we have the placement course soon to be set up. We should be able to get into a demo run shortly thereafter, but yeah, like you said, Billy, see the Skyhook Ninja Fitness jersey right there? Just a whole lot of community about.
Precisely. So this placement course that you guys are going to be seeing very shortly has been absolutely brutal in the grand scheme of our competitions that we held in our youth divisions yesterday. There was so many close calls, a very fast final line. You can basically complete the final 2 obstacles in 6 seconds if you're able to be fast enough. And if you just carry on flowing through, it's a very flowy challenge course, and that's saying something because there is a TikTok in the middle of the obstacle course, with obstacle 5 being times ticking, and as the name implies, it's going to eat up quite a bit of the clock.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting, definitely. I feel like Life Force, in the grand scheme of things, like last year they had a super hard placement course. Like in the youth divisions, I don't think a single athlete cleared the placement course in the Premier Series finals. So this definitely isn't an anomaly. This isn't the first time we've seen it out of these guys, but it's more important than ever to get a decent bit of progress on this course, because the clock is ticking and you need to have a later slot in the Premier Series finals. Now, quite unfortunately for these athletes, is that amongst our 7 competing today, 1 will not be able to go to the Premier Series finals. So I'd hate to be that one guy who got beat out, you know?
Precisely so. The competition is definitely there, predominantly in the male division. You know, our 4 athletes who make that finalist placement, it's going to be quite a ride to be seeing how things work there. But with our amateur females as well, if they get through to the 4th obstacle on the challenge course, they're going to be able to make it to the Motus finals. I'm going to be very, very excited to see how that can go. And with that said, we're going to be getting a demo of the placement course in just a moment. As we said, we have 8 obstacles ready to be ran out here on this placement course, and I'm excited to see the overall result. Here we can see one of our podium athletes from one of the other divisions yesterday. He put together an incredible course demo earlier for the athletes on the little course walkthrough, explaining the rules, and we can see War Runner Sonic Curve, Enter the Box being demonstrated currently, with Exit the Box being an absolute gauntlet of grip and dexterity and technique.
Yeah, while you were in that little tangent, already halfway down the course, that's that's just a testament to how quickly our athletes are going to need to move, how they're going to have to push it if they want that buzzer. Just like that. See, speed does kill. So that's another thing.
On a placement course like this, speed is also necessary, but you gotta be careful. You gotta have a very thought through plan if you want to execute it brilliantly in the grand scheme of this placement course. As we said earlier, we could basically finish obstacles 7 and 8 around the bend and sliding into home in about 5 seconds. I think it's able to be done in even less probably, but it largely depends on your dexterity and where your foot placement is predominantly, because you're automatically going to be relying on your balance and your overall foot placement, as we said, to just properly get the grasp, to get that buzzer. Hopefully it's going to be a very tough ride. We're going to have 55 seconds for the females and 45 seconds for the males as well, so we're going to be seeing a bit more of a proper differentiating factor when it comes to this placement course in the grand scheme of things, but I'm very excited to see how it'll go, Kane. Of course, the first obstacle is going to be different for both divisions, for the male and females. The males are going to have to do wall runner along the side of a wall, and then the females have a couple of pads that they need to step over, but they still got to do it fast.
Yeah, looks like we're gonna have Vita coming up soon enough, so that's gonna be pretty crazy. I think not all placement courses are created equal. Some are a little longer and encourage you to go fast for longer, but not too fast, mind you. This one, though, is a blink it and you'll miss it kind of placement course. Am I right?
Absolutely, it's been that way for 3 years running, with 4 competitions now under Life Force's belt in the Premier Series, and they have definitely not slowed down any of the action when it comes to both of the placement course and the challenge course. A good performance on the placement course can mean a lot of things. Obviously, in the rule sense, it means that you're going later in challenge and you get to see more people go on the course and pick up notes on what they might be doing. But it can also put you in a good headspace if you have a solid performance on the placement course. You know, if you're coming in off of your warm-up and you move on through a course like this and you have a solid run and maybe even a buzzer, that can put you in an all right mental space going into the challenge course, and that can carry over into a better result in the grand scheme of this competition.
On the other hand, Billy, I'd hate to be the person who's running first in the amateur male division, because that's kind of a dangerous spot. Because no matter how well you think you may have done, if the top 4 beat you out, there's not really much you can do. So you have to lay out all your cards on the table, do what you can. But hey, at the very least, the placement course is not the end-all be-all.
All right, here we go, Kane. We're going to be starting out with our first competitor of the day out here. We've got Vita on the course currently, coming out of Skyhook Ninja Fitness in Oregon. Going to be moving along through here on to the second part of Sonic Curve, and now is going to be entering the box.
Oh!
Ooh, a bit stuck up here, though. Going to have to take a retry getting onto the trampoline, and she gets it this time.
Oh, no! Ooh! Yeah, that backswing.
Just a bit of a short jump there, it looks like, Kane.
That backswing probably did her in, because, you see, steadying herself on that trampoline, that's not going to give you a lot of bounce to work off of.
Not particularly. Momentum can play a big role when it comes to a course like this, but also you need to not be afraid of being dynamic with your movements. You need to dig your knees into the trampolines. You got to extend your arms out when you're doing lachets. It's all got to be perfect here.
But, I mean, she's done what she could, and ultimately, this next run is going to determine, is she going to be running first or second at the end of the day?
Now then. Coming out of Life Force, a regular out here out of Bellingham, Washington, it's going to be Olivia Boland Ford out here, coming on the placement course, 24th in the power rank, has competed 5 times throughout the regular season, season 10, and she's getting ready to go on the start line of the placement course at Life Force, and she's off.
All right, yep, nice blazing start for Olivia. Now, it determines... or what determines it is going to be this jump onto the trampoline. Will she bump into first? No! She won't!
Literally 0.15 seconds behind Vita to the third obstacle, and that's going to do it in. It looks like she's limping as well. Hopefully that's not too bad of a potential injury right there, but let's see this again. jumping onto the ring slider, and then taking it in. Nearly had it there. You could see her fingertips were really close to getting onto that bar. So it looks like our male athletes are really going to have to channel in their leg energy if they want to grab onto that bar and carry on with the placement course as a whole.
Yeah, I noticed there with Olivia, might have landed with her legs out, so to speak. When you land, you kind of want to have a bit of leeway with your knees, because if your legs are just sticking straight out, then your whole leg is going to take the brunt of that fall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely not the easiest thing to do, especially when the nerves are kicking in as well. It's a competition that everyone's watching. It's being live streamed as well. The pressure can get to you. Hopefully it doesn't get to any of our males here right now. But starting out the males, coming out of Langley, British Columbia, is going to be Tristan Kazma on the start line.
Now, Tristan, one of our older athletes, 44. So we'll see if with age comes experience. I mean, he's looking like a pretty good athlete throughout the early parts of this course. Gets onto the bar. Nice.
There we go. We're seeing some progression now in the grand scheme of this placement course, right into the disc, and is going to be coming into the rings, hoping to conserve some momentum going into the TikTok here. Nice pull back, getting a swing straight away.
Okay, just about does a little Superman hop, but this might be enough for a buzzer. Gets onto that angled bar. Lashane threw out. This is going to be tight, though. I'm not sure.
You can see he's trying his best. Needs a large backswing to get onto that step. And with 1 second left, he's going to make it around the bend as time runs out for Tristan Kazma. But still, a great way to start out the male division.
Yeah, I mean, we saw some decent headway be taken into this course. A lot of big moves. Look at that. He really had to stretch out to get onto that trapeze. But I think when all is said and done, I think there's some time on the table for our remaining 4 athletes to play with. And he's done
absolutely
enough to, I don't know, give a bit of leeway where he may not run first on the challenge course.
Yeah, possibly. There is still the possibility for a buzzer as well, but that's also one thing I love about the amateur division as a whole is the age range that we get. It goes from young adults, adults, and masters, which is our 40 and above division. So we get to see all of them come together. Their difficulty setting is going to be at the same, but here we're going to have Daniel Hoaxie coming through out of Spokane, Washington, and he is moving very quick. Look at the dexterity in his feet here, Kane. He's going for a massive skip. The send is real onto the trampoline. Look at that, a bit of break already.
Okay, Daniel pulling out all the cards. Look at that little underbar on the disc. Daniel getting a big pullback. Let's see what that'll buy him.
He's got some time to play around with, and with 20 seconds, he hits onto the lever, and you can see him just kind of OCR popping through each of those bars, and with 13 seconds, he's coming onto around the bend over and over and over. Down the skateboard he goes, off one leg, and there we go! Our first buzzer of the day is gonna go to Daniel.
38 flat out of Daniel. You know, just as you were talking about with the age dynamic between young adult to master, we went from someone who's 44 to 16, and maybe he's got some dynamic abilities that are on just full display here.
Absolutely. I'm very excited to be seeing how things work for the rest of our division now. We've seen how it can be done. It is possible. So we're going to be seeing how things go for the rest of our athletes now. We only have 3 more left. Going to be starting out with Lucas Artinian out here coming out of Fitset. I believe we saw him earlier in the season at Fitset's qualifier out in Canada about 3 weeks ago at this point, and he put on an absolute clinic here, and he's going to be moving on through Life Force's qualifier with the same amount of power.
Yeah, look at that. Not quite on Daniel's pace, but hey, he's not looking... There's many different ways you can tackle it. You can go fast or you can go efficient. He's going efficient.
He has a bit of momentum moving on through this TikTok, but as the obstacle name implies, time is ticking. He jumps out with 15 seconds, and he's going to be moving along through 10 seconds as he moves onto the swinging ladder. It's really difficult to move through this area fast, but with 5 seconds, he lands on there, tries to keep his balance in tow, moves on to the final obstacle, but time runs out right before the slider. Lucas putting himself into second.
Yeah, I think what cost him there, He took so many backswings on that TikTok, and this is not a course where you can afford to take a bajillion backswings and get away with it.
You could see here made it onto the final block of the placement course right as time ran out there. But that's going to put him into the middle of the pack right there, and it's going to be adjusted based on how these guys perform. We have Tay and Krishnan coming up next, and Tay Farmer coming out of Life Force, a regular out here, is going to be moving through this placement course, hopefully with a lot of speed and dexterity.
You got to think it might play to his strengths a little bit, this being his home gym. Obviously, he hasn't been on the obstacles themselves, but you're more comfortable on your home turf.
Precisely so, but with a ninja field this big, it can definitely be intimidating. So we're going to see Ascend out here, straight out to the trampoline, barely makes it there. You can see his feet on the edge, but you can see he's moving through. Okay, nearly tipped out of the box, but he's moving through.
Yeah, Tay? Let's see what he does on the TikTok. This is where time can be made up. I figure one backswing and he gets off. Yep.
Easy stuff there from Tay. Gonna take a backswing here as well as he moves on through to the crisscross laches right here, trying to conserve momentum in every move. Nice little skip of a backswing there. He is on pace for barely a buzzer here.
Come on!
3 seconds as he comes on through. Nice! That was very efficient. 43.7 seconds to the buzzer. That's gonna put Tay straight into second.
Yeah, I was a little worried at the end, but yeah, you can see his legs buckling on that trampoline. Big distance to cover. But, I mean, the good thing is, those final 2 obstacles don't really take a lot of time. So if you're down on your luck, you're not completely, out of it.
Yeah, very true, but that is the case with a lot of these courses. You need to have your mind focused throughout every single moment that you are here, and one person that is going to demonstrate that play expertly is going to be Krishnan Pillay coming out of Edmonton, Alberta. Look at this, very fast coming through. Are we going to see the scent? Nope. Nice. The intended way going off that wall, straight into that trampoline as he now moves on through into the box. This is a very fast pace, our fastest so far.
Yeah, skipping a couple rings along the way as well. But you gotta curve your momentum just right. Oh, that's not a lot. He probably needs a little bit more than that, but he does have a bit of wingspan. The play window!
Nah, that's going to be it, sadly. He basically lost pretty much all of his momentum when he came onto the TikTok there. He was moving very fast throughout the first part of this course, though. I'm excited for his challenge run later, but he had to build up all of his momentum again, and I think he jumped way too late going off that TikTok, and ultimately he couldn't make the jump to the rod. But Kane, that's going to be wrapping up both of our amateur placement courses right there. What's the verdict?
Oh, that was crazy. I anticipated a lot of fast runs. We saw that, but we also saw a couple of mistakes that I feel like cost our athletes, whether it was on the clock or on the course itself. I wonder how that'll play into the placement course, though, because it's a little lighter on the clock, I would reckon. When you think about it, it's a little less strict. So I don't know. Krishnan is going to be having something to prove here. Who's going to be the one person that gets beat out, Billy? I don't know.
We're going to be seeing that very shortly after the break. Well done to everyone on the placement course. We're going to be having Olivia Boland-Ford taking the first place out there on the challenge course. When we get to it, she's going to be running first. And our final runner is going to be none other than Daniel Hoxie out there. He's going to be ready to go. We're going to see all the athletes go ahead. But Kane, we're going to be with all of these beautiful fans very shortly after the break. So from Kane Mullen and Billy Dixon, we will see you guys later. Take care.
Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, CO and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Want to train like a pro? DGS Ninja has you covered with obstacles designed by top athletes. Kevin Carbone, Matt Bradley, Tom Alberti, and Brett Sims. Whether you're dialing in your technique at the gym or training at home, DGS Ninja equipment is built for performance, durability, and safety. Train with confidence. Train with DGS Ninja. Find obstacles, rigs, mats, and more on dgsninja.com.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my truck at? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab trucks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slap Chalks.
Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, CO and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Want to train like a pro? DGS Ninja has you covered with obstacles designed by top athletes. Kevin Carbone, Matt Bradley, Tom Alberti, and Brett Sims. Whether you're dialing in your technique at the gym or training at home, DGS Ninja equipment is built for performance, durability, and safety. Train with confidence. Train with DGS Ninja. Find obstacles, rigs, mats, and more on dgsninja.com.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my truck at? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab trucks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slap Chalks.
Welcome back, everybody, to the World Ninja League Premier Series Season 3 qualifier out here at Life Force Ninja in Bellingham, Washington, ready to take on our amateur, female, and male challenge course. My name is Billy Dixon. I am joined alongside Kane Malden here today, and what a placement course we just wrapped up.
I know, right? It was just, as soon as we saw our athletes on the course, they were already done. It was one of those where they were just done in no time. And after that, this challenge course is going to be really interesting. Just as a reminder, the mechanically minded individuals behind this course have won the award for Best Course Designers of the Year twice in a row. So they're pretty good. They're pretty qualified at what they do.
Absolutely, and I think another part to that evidence is that we have 12 obstacles in this amazing challenge course out here today, and it wreaked havoc yesterday for all of the youth divisions, particularly in the preteen division. You see the first 3 obstacles, walk the plank, PK flow, and hammer time. Those 3 were brand new to our preteens, and I was absolutely mental to see how things were. We're going to be getting a course demo very shortly, and I'm excited to see what changes are going to be made. We saw a small demo earlier whilst these guys were getting the rules. Me and Kane were able to get basically a Life Force POV of the rules walkthrough, and it was brilliant to see all of these obstacles at full scale. It's a scary challenge course, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to be watching at home through the screen, of which there are many of you in the chat, but to actually be on the floor looking up at the obstacles is a little scary.
It really is, particularly the preteen, all of the youth divisions, as a matter of fact. We were noticing a couple of, commitment pullbacks, honestly, so I think it's just you have to be very courageous when it comes to a course like this. Nothing is too safe on a challenge course created by Jaden. And I think in the grand scheme of everything throughout this competition, these athletes are really just going to have to immerse themselves. Don't think, just do.
Yeah, in medieval terms, you're going to have to slay ye old dragon. But in the meantime, yeah, all of these obstacles, it's just so unique. Everything laid out is just unlike anything else I've seen this whole season of Premier Series, all culminating in a bar spin. More on that when we get there, right?
The bar spin on the final obstacle is going to be quite the ride when we get there, but that is nothing compared to all of the obstacles in all added together when it comes to how they are difficulty-wise. There's basically every single type of move you can think of out here. We've got cane tech, we've got jumps, we've got rings, we've got laches, we've got basically anything you guys can think of. We've got axes, for crying out loud. I'm excited to see how it can go, and we're going to be seeing a demo of how it works, a bit of a parkour run out here on Walk the Plank, sliding down over to this area. I said this yesterday, but this entire floor area is basically the equivalent to a test area in a video game in a beta build. I love it.
Yeah, their life is like a video game trying hard to beat the stage, but then we have hammer time. You see, you climb onto this and then get onto the shelf in one fell swoop. Very interesting obstacle.
Tagging back over to Jade, and we can see him on Spin Hopper right now, moving straight into the giant barrels, followed by the second boot scoot of the course right there, and now we're going to be moving into striding.
Yeah, I believe Boot Scoot won an award. Did it not? I don't know. Then we have, a whole lot of laches about. Of course, would not be a ninja course without such.
You can see here a couple of diagonal direction changing laches here. That's one thing that Life Force is known for in the grand scheme of things, and I'm very excited to see them all play out in everything here. We can see here on Off the Box, this is the move that took out the most people yesterday. The boot scoot on the little swaying lever, if anything. And then the cat grab cruiser comes along. Our athletes are going to have to go back and forth between the wall and some lache moves straight into cane tech, controlled on a slider. And then we move straight into the longest obstacle of the course, Bury the Hatchet.
Yeah, this one's really weird. It's parkour. Some parts, I don't know, hatchet tech. This is weird. This is a weird obstacle, but I guess if it were comfortable, everyone would do it, right?
Absolutely. Now we can see here on the second half of it, we take 2 axes, and the ring with your hands is off limits. You have to use the axe when you're going down that slider, followed by another diagonal Lachey linking down. We're going to go back to Jaden on Salmon Slammer. This is upgraded out here. We can see moving on to the back end of those cliffhangers. And then we grab hold of this salmon ladder bar. You slide down on a little pulley system that brings back the skateboard that you guys are going to see soon. Up this salmon ladder with how many rungs you please to then swing onto the skateboard and then move on to the second half of the Salmon Slammer, which is a small momentum shift. You can take a backswing and move into the box, push off it for a bit more extra momentum, and then move into the bar hop.
Oh, this is the one that scares me, because you'll see it in a moment. You have to make your way downtown, walking fast, homebound.
See here.
For this is going to be ridiculous.
So note to self: the left-hand side of this bar is thicker for our males out here, meaning in order for them to slot it into that little flying bar cradle, they are going to have to make a bar spin in mid-air and then slide down the little T-ledge to hit the buzzer. It is absolutely crazy. All of it culminating in one of the most satisfying endings to a ninja course I've ever seen.
Yeah, if anyone can get through this, then give them a pat on the back or something. This is absurd. Okay, the reason you didn't see a bar flip on the demo is because for our female athletes, you do not have to bar spin. But for our male athletes, good luck to all involved.
It is a crazy obstacle. There were only 2 people, I want to say, yesterday in the preteen male division out of 14 that were only able to get that move. We had 2 clears, one of them being Tyler Bowers, one of the most famous ninjas in the world with over 440,000 subscribers on YouTube. So we got to get up to champion and celebrity status for this course out here. Only the best of the best are going to be able to clear it.
Yeah, now something to note is that Olivia and Vita are in a very comfortable spot. All they have to do is beat the 3rd obstacle to be eligible for the Premier Series final. So the pressure is offloaded a little bit. Of course, who wins the competition is up to how those challenge course runs play out. But for our amateur male athletes, one of our athletes will not make it. So this is precarious for whoever gets beat out.
To be saying the least. Yeah, the stakes have never been higher. All of these guys desperately want a spot at the Motus Finals. It's going to be incredible to be seeing how things go in the grand scheme of everything on this course right here. But for the rest of the season, we only have a few more competitions left to go. We're at the back end of the Premier Series Season 3 right here. We're at Life Force currently, but next week we're going to be moving to another gym in Dexterity Depot in Pennsylvania. Then the week after that, we head over to True Function in Swindon in the United Kingdom. 3 weeks after that, we'll be heading over to the Motus Finals, where all of the best athletes from the Premier Series are going to accumulate and take on the course for champions. And one of the champions that is going to be running right here is Olivia Boland Ford. Just coming straight along through to walk the plank to start out the challenge course here at Life Force for the 2nd day of competition.
You got a lot of time to get through these 12 or so obstacles, and it is not unwarranted. Olivia, though, looking smooth through the first 2 obstacles. Not bad at all.
You can see him moving through here over 4 minutes as she now comes into hammer time. So it looks like she's going to move straight onto the hammer and build up momentum while she's there.
Okay, now at a standstill. She needs a little bit more, because if you just jump for it, it'll kick down. You don't want that. Olivia, though?
She's got an okay grasp of momentum, and it works in her favor. Olivia also not incredibly short in the grand scheme of the height demographic of the amateur female division. We can see her moving through Spin Hopper, using that height to her advantage as she now moves on to the giant barrels with the first proper boot scoot in play.
All right, let's see. Oh, that was a big load on that shoulder. Grimacing, Olivia, no!
Oh, the foot tap! So, now this is where the challenge course's purpose is really going to be starting to be seen here. We have retries available out here, so she's going to be utilizing her first one of 2. She's going to chalk up and get ready to go for a second attempt on the giant barrels.
All right, take 2 for Olivia. Not to be confused with the other spin hopper, of course. Olivia got to get through it on this attempt, though. You cannot fail the same obstacle twice. Oh, that I
Here we
didn't
go,
like that
and she
takeoff.
gets it this time. Very dynamic as she immediately moves through striding and off the log. She's going to have to retry this
Ow.
obstacle now, striding all the way from the beginning of that turn. And it looked like it was quite the painful fall, too.
Oh, yeah, I didn't like how she fell, but she's walking it off, so maybe she's all right. Come on.
You can see here trying again. Nice! Getting through on her second try. Now, here's the important part. She has no more retries left. So if she wants to get that buzzer, she has to make her way through this course perfectly now.
Yeah, but that's easier said than done, don't you think, Billy? These are the toughest obstacles this course has to offer that lay wake. But Olivia, this should be pretty straightforward, I would think.
Here she goes. She gets the Lachey up to these cliffhangers, tries to pull herself through on the cliff box, but falls down right close to the final Lachey bar there. Still a very solid run from Olivia, setting the precedent of what's to come on this challenge course.
Yeah, grabbing that same leg, I noticed. But, I mean, the good news is, I guess a lot of this course is upper body oriented. It almost spilled disaster on the boot scoot. But I think it's tough to get leverage off those ledges. It's an awkward move. But, I mean, that's what this is all about, right?
Yeah, fully adapting to the obstacles ahead of you. And one person that is going to do that is Vita, out here getting ready to go, representing Sky Hook Ninja Fitness. Out here, a coach ran by Gavin White, going to be on her sideline. And it's a very parkour-esque gym. Gavin, her coach, has a parkour background, and it seems like that his essence has been rubbing off on his students very well. And we can see Vita climbing up, getting ready to go on hammer drop.
Yeah, let's see how you handle this. I mean, there's only really one way you can handle it. Vita preloading the swing, and that should be enough, give or take. Come on.
Trying her best. Gets onto there, but jumps too close to the edge, and the hammer pulled back from underneath her, so she's going to have to retry it here. This is one of the scariest obstacles on the course in the grand scheme of things, because I think the massive, the airbag below her is just looming there the whole time, and it is a very high up hammer with a large piece of kit. So she's really going to have to move on. She's got a lot of momentum already. Nice adaptation going straight away.
Yeah, jumping on the central axis. Vita will be going to the Premier Series Finals. No!
Oh, a bit of a slip there. That is unfortunate. We could see her. She just kind of ran into that first block. And with that, she just kind of went head first out of it. So now she's going to utilize a final retry relatively early in the course here. And just carry on through over Spin Hopper without a problem on her second attempt.
Now, Vita's been moving well, but to use 2 of your retries relatively early on is a little troublesome, but can still pull out the win if she gets this.
She's got a lot of control, but not anymore! Sadly for Vita, she's going to go down on the striding log right there, sadly, but still very great way to go out. She has made her way through to the Premier Series Finals, as well as Olivia making it through to the 4th obstacle. And that is a great way to end out the amateur female division. A lot of control on that boot scoop, too.
Yeah, you know, balance is always the great equalizer of Ninja. Stepped, I would say, too far to the right. Too much rightward torque isn't good on a spinning log like that, but Vita can keep her head held up high. We'll have some vengeance to seek out in the Premier Series Finals.
Absolutely, but now shifting the attention over to the men out here, we've got Krishnan, who was last on the placement course and got last place on it. So hopefully he's going to try and channel his skills in a more endurance-heavy way on this lengthy course out here. He had quite a bit of speed on the earlier parts of the placement course before he went down on times ticking. So now he's going to try and channel it into a longer course like this. And with the timer about to be starting, he's ready to go, and he's going to get his energy channeled into the correct mindset and get going on this challenge course.
Yeah, Krishnan, from what I was seeing in the placement course, very capable athlete, just had a little bit of a misstep on that TikTok. But as we've seen time and time again, the placement course does not define you.
Indeed, it doesn't. He's going to try and define his ninja career with this run on the challenge course, having a lot of control on that first ring swing down. And now he moves on through into PK flow, where he's going to be taking continuous lashes and make a massive send over to the wall. I love that. That's quite a bit of a time save compared to the technique we've seen formerly.
Yeah, Krishnan knows what he has to do, considering he's running first and there are 4 athletes ahead of him. He has to stay off the bottom of the leaderboard.
Indeed, he does, but he has to set the precedent for all of the athletes so they'll know what to beat with Krishnan's results. So he's got to set the standard to possibly a standard that the rest of the athletes might not be able to follow, and he's proving it with his performance on this course. And in only a minute, he's moving through into giant barrels, the 5th obstacle out of 12.
Man, you know, the more I look at this course, I notice a lot of boot scoots. There are, what, like 4 on this course?
It's around that point, honestly. And he's getting a bit more of a backswing, and good job. Now moving into striding, a bit of a stumble on the first gap, but he's going to take a stance on the angled step and get through it that time. Lovely stuff. Also important to note that the lower platform below the log is out of play for the guys, so they really have to stride upward and straight.
Man, Billy, my heart dropped on that log, but this should be a little easier. Krishnan using that wingspan to his advantage. Let's see, can he get into the unboxing? There you have it.
Nice. Lovely stuff. Inserts himself into the box, and now he's going to take hold of that nunchuck. Stay out of the tree little apparatus there. He needs to not be a tree hugger on the edge of the cube. And he's now taking grasp of the ring and trying to jump up onto the swaying hook, which he's fine with. No, he's not. It looks like his legs or feet skimmed the ground, and he's going to take an extra try.
Yeah, Krishnan, one of our taller athletes, this is not going to be a place where that'll help you, though. I think he might need to crouch down in some way to make it a little easier to bring those legs up, scoot past the fail plane. I don't know. Ooh, that's way better!
Perfect technique there. You could see he got his legs up pretty much immediately right before he was going to insert the ring onto the hook, and that ultimately put his posture in the best position. You can see him here on Cat Grab Cruiser, a very efficient pace as he tries his best to keep the door close to the cane as possible, as he's going to jump up from the door and slide along down this cane track with an extra jump in between.
Come on, don't fail here. Come on, Krishnan. Wow, would you look at that? 3 more obstacles left, but this one is a little awkward, and this is going to take a big chunk of his time.
This is one of the points in the course where you really don't want to use up one of your retries, because if you go all the way to the end of this long, treacherous, precise obstacle, that's going to eat up a lot of your time throughout the whole course here. And you can see him taking grasp of the axes here. He's going to try his best to orientate his hands in a way which keeps him afloat, as he now takes grasp and is ready for the jump.
Yeah, hands are not allowed on the second board. He's got to use the hatchets, but he's done it perfectly. Now, come on, where's that exit route, Krishnan? Don't fall here.
Nice skip of the rest of the hatchets down as he moves on through to the second of 2 pipes and links down to the platform. 50 seconds left for the final 2 obstacles. We're going to be getting a look at the Salmon Slammer adjusted now compared to yesterday.
This one's pretty brutal. You could see him shaking out. What's that big drop gonna do to him?
You can see here, gets the continuous way. Nice. There's a large bit of impact there on the salmon ladder bar as he tries his best to pop up. He's got one side into the ladder. Now just needs to inch it up on the right side. There he goes. Now then just needs to pop up. He's not going to opt for going for any more rungs as he now steps up, getting ready to go. His reach and height helping him out exponentially, but time is ticking. 10 more seconds to get into the bar hop for the win.
Oh, come on, get the point, Krishnan. Don't take another backswing. He's done it. But no more time on the clock for Krishnan. But still, I mean, he squeezed out every ounce of time that he could yield. That was incredible.
That was an amazing way. One of the best ways we could have started out the amateur male division on this challenge course. You can see he really utilized his frame. I think that's his biggest advantage compared to the rest of the field. He is very long, he's very lengthy in his limbs, and he's able to properly utilize it in the best way possible.
Yeah, you can see he was exhausted at the end. He left it all on the course. Used his retries where needed. But, I mean, by the end, that Salmon Slammer, you could notice he took that drop with his arms extended, which is just something you don't really do unless you're pumped like he was.
Yeah, you can see there, it is a long, pumpy course. We haven't really mentioned it too much across the weekend here, but I think because the athletes here are naturally so strong, they're able to keep their muscles in tow throughout the entire course run. But as it just takes a while, this entire course. We can see a lot of athletes moving along through an all right pace, but as soon as they start to get a tiny bit pumped, they pause for a bit longer in between obstacles, and I think that's really what eats up their time. But now we're going to be starting to see more athletes come through into the Motus finalist spots, starting with Tristan Kazma. We're going to be seeing here from every run from now on who's going to be getting into the finals.
Yeah, so the bottom of the leaderboard is the most dangerous spot you can be at. In the, I don't know, in relation to, I mean, where you want to be. Tristan, though, I mean, moving so well. I mean, he's one of our older athletes, definitely, but that does not mean he's weaker, that's for sure.
We can see here, I love the amateur division because of that. We see a large age range from literally 15 plus, and we can see Tristan competing with these young guns and not having a problem so far, as he's now coming along through, making the round town move into the spin hopper, which he gets with ease. Now he's coming into the giant barrels, which is going to be followed by a boot scoop.
Yeah, and if he can get this in one go, that will extend his lead even more.
Here he goes, not a problem. Like Christian, he's also quite tall as well, so he's able to utilize his frame to the nth degree here and makes an incredible jump there off of the log and is now going to be chalking up, getting ready to go for high flying.
Yeah, like you said earlier, Billy, the first run really lays out the foundation for which our athletes are going to have to follow, and Tristan, he's understanding what he's got to do, the task at hand. He has to beat Krishnan to the final obstacle, or, you know, beat the whole course, but let's try for the former.
He's going to try his best to do such a thing. He's building up the momentum to get up into that cube, and I love the fact he stopped himself from falling backward with his hands on the inside of it. But now this is one of the first proper cruxes of the course. Now he's going to be chalking up, getting ready for the big ring jump here. He is taller, but that could mean quite bad things on an obstacle like this, where you really need to get your lower body up in the air to properly survive.
Well, let's see. It's all down to this initial jump, because it can really set you up for success. Tristan, though, big curl
yes!
up. Nice.
Lovely. He kind of set his legs straight away. He had him kind of just facing at a straight line angle, and then he was able to tuck them in as he got closer to the floor, and that worked wonders for him. Now on Cat Grab Cruiser, right before the block, he gets over to these little pipe holds, and he's now going to move on through to the door again, and hangs on with both his hands and feet. Going to pull himself in by that cane, then jump up to the pipe above.
Ooh, no!
Whoa! That's going to be a foot tap. He was too tall. I think if he was shorter, he would have had it with only the strength in one hand needed. And with the hand over one of the other hands, he just kind of like brute forced it. But he's going to take a second attempt on it regardless, which means you have to channel the energy, put on the afterburners for the entirety of the rest of this course.
All right, attempt number 2, Tristan. This might bite into his lead a little bit, but more important than that is actually keeping his run alive. Let's see, he had a big slip down on this cane. He didn't catch it quite right.
He got it this time, though. There we go. Now he's going to take the jump up. No, but the hands slip out from the bottom of the cane, and that's going to put Tristan on the board with 8 obstacles cleared. 2 minutes and 11 seconds, 0.23 to that point. Moving very thoroughly throughout that course, but he is on the chopping block in the grand scheme.
Yeah, the hot seat, if you will. Put him in the red chair, American Ninja Warrior style, but no, I mean, that was a good run. I just think he was having some struggles with his vertical grip. You could see his hands sliding down the bottom of that cane, and he couldn't quite recover. We'll see how that stacks up to the final 3 athletes. He's done all he could. Now all he can do is watch.
Absolutely. This does lock in Krishnan for a spot at the Motus Finals, however, but now with 3 more athletes left, we're going to see if Tristan's place is going to be held in jeopardy for much longer, courtesy of Lucas Artinian coming out of Fitset Ninja in Canada, and he's off and running.
Yeah, Lucas, our final Canadian in attendance, I believe. So let's see here. I mean, one of his Canadian friends, I guess, is locked in.
Let's see if he can make it. 2 lovely stuff there on the Lachey, keeping that momentum going. Nice catch onto the cliff there. A little cat grab lower than the top of the wall as he now moves on to hammer time.
Actually, the funny thing is, Billy, all 3 of these athletes have been Canadian, so he'll be knocking out a Canadian either way.
Possibly, yeah, you're right. We're going to see if it's either going to be himself or Tristan out here. Let's see how he fares. Oh, nice. Lovely stuff. You could see his arms are fully extended to get the full grasp.
All right, now kind of drifting around with that boot scoot. Ooh!
Whoa! Bit of a stumble there throughout the obstacle, but he survived either way. And with an extra turn on the giant barrels, he's going to be slowly, mentally preparing himself for the boot scooter task. Life Force, a lot of area, very spacious gym. So you're able to cover a lot of distance in a short amount of time. And Lucas does exactly that successfully, but steps off of the striding obstacle. Now I'm going to take it a second time.
Ah, that's unfortunate. It's just a simple lapse in judgment, but Lucas, come on. Now he's in a really tough spot. He cannot fail this again. No!
Ooh, no! Literally at the last step, Lucas Artinian knocks himself out of the competition. And that is going to be it for him, sadly. Oh my goodness, he is on the bubble.
Ah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, he had a simple lapse of judgment on the balance. And he had to beat the log in one go. I almost wonder if he had a second shot, if he could have made it. But no matter. Lucas, though, in a very, very dangerous spot.
Not the best place to be in right now. 3rd with 2 more to go in the Premier Series is not a very fun place to be. So we're going to be seeing if anything works out here. Tay Farmer going to be next up.
Yeah, Tay, was one of our 2 finishers, if I remember correctly. Put it really down to the wire. Also representing Life Force, so some of that home field love coming out. Hopefully he can show up for his gym buddies.
Right, Tay Farmer coming along through 4 minutes 25. Very fast. He knows that he wants to get a spot secured for the Motus Finals, and he's linking through. He nearly could have linked that jump there. Here he goes, very high up there onto the wall. Up here with the fastest time, 3.5 seconds ahead of Christian to this point. As he now pulls back on the hammer, getting ready to take the jump.
Yeah, he looks just so powerful. Oh no! Oh, that somersault! Hey! Oh, at least.
Oh
looked
my
elegant doing
lord,
it.
I think that knocked the wind out of him a little bit. That was quite the ride there. He's gonna have to face that again. Hopefully that doesn't get too much into his mind.
Yeah, well, at least he looks stylish taking a retry, but let's dial it back a little bit, Tay. You can't go out this early.
Here he goes, gonna set the same amount of momentum as before, but hopefully getting the grab this time. Gets it without a problem. A lot of control in the upper body.
Yeah, excellent work there from Tay. Let's see, leading with that right hand to curve or ground. And that Butsuku, woo, plenty of swing and speed across those barrels.
Just kind of being zipped around the outside of those barrels there. And is now going to take the backswing, get ready for the jump. Easy stuff, taking along the striding steps across the log. Whoa, a bit of a slip. But that is going to have to count as a retry on the high-flying Lachey's now that he crossed over that obstacle. He's going to try his best to carry his momentum through the rest of this course. Gets onto the cliffs and is hopefully going to get into the box as well.
Yeah, at least taking a retry on Lachey's. Lachey's are the last thing I expect this kid to struggle on.
Nice jump there. He tried to force himself from those cliffs. He didn't go on the back end, which must have been a bit more of a difficult approach, but he's still making his way through. He needs to be flawless here if he wants to get one of the top placements here.
That said, Tay is locked in, so at least that's off his mind. But Tay looking for a victory. Ooh, came in a little too far forward, but the lower body was set. He was able to carry the motion. Oh no!
Oh no, the foot!
What?
Oh mate, the hand was just right there. He had one hand on, but then the slip, he was relying on a secure grip, and he couldn't get it based off of that slip. Oh man, that was harsh.
Oh man, that's rough. When one simple mistake costs you in a run, but still, Tay is going to the Premier Series finals at the very least, so he can't be too upset with himself. But
Have a look
still.
at that again. Gonna push off of that door and just miss it with the left hand. Oh man, you could see there he didn't know what to think after that. But still, second place currently, he's guaranteed podium. But Lucas Artinian in fourth place is on the chopping block, and the only person that can decide if he makes it into finals or not is going to be Daniel Hoaxie.
Yeah, and honestly, long overdue we see another attempt on that final obstacle. Dan the man with a plan. Going down the Rio Grande, I don't know.
Here we go. Moving through, Daniel taking a large swing there. Has a lot of power. Nearly could have hit the link onto the wall. But nice flow moving through. Now he's going to move on through. I believe he's running in cargo trousers as well, which is an interesting fashion play for a ninja course.
Oh yeah, he kind of restricts the leg movement a little bit, but I mean, if you're comfortable, you're
Ooh.
comfortable. And
Just kind of darting through that dismount there. You could see moving through with quite a bit of urgency now. He knows what he has to do. Daniel Hoaxie, one more obstacle away from nearly getting a secured placement into the Premier Series finals. Gonna get that backswing and lock in that boot scoot, and he's through. Daniel Hoaxie's going to Motus, but now he's after that buzzer.
yeah, with feet to spare on that log, I mean, if you just watch that, what a link! Are you kidding me, Daniel?
That was crazy. Have you seen that, mate? That was mad. We could see there he went 3 links in a row and then immediately went for the directional change too. So now he's gonna go 180 possibly? Yeah, kind of like just a 90-degree jump over from releasing the ring just ahead. Can't use the top of that box. Going to utilize the nunchuck to get standing though. Now he's fully turned around. And with the assistance from it, he's going to go down through the rest of the obstacle. And with four more left, he's still got both of his retries. 29 seconds ahead of Christian to this point too.
Yeah, the 3-minute mark just went by, so this is really good. If Daniel can keep himself composed, don't drop that cane, please, Daniel. He swapped it around for the hand placement, which I do like.
You can see there he has a lot of reach, so he's just able to place it into the bar And there he moves. A lot of control with a wide grip on the cane as well. Now he's going to be chalking up, ready for Bury the Hatchet. This is a long one. The second time we've seen it here today. We're going to see if Daniel's able to make it through here with a retry.
Let's see here, Daniel. This is a long obstacle, so it would help if he could get through this in one shot.
We can see here, going to try his best, reeling himself in with his feet on the tiny ledge and with the hands now. Now just under 2 minutes have passed as he takes hold both of those axes. He's going to take the 180 jump, maybe. Going to maybe orientate himself, ready to get in, prepared. Oh, look at that, the one axe save.
Okay, yeah, we see that with the hands, rarely with a hatchet, though. Daniel taking a gentle glide. He should be home free on this obstacle. Daniel, 2 more obstacles, 90 seconds to do it.
Right, this is an interesting place to be in. 2 more obstacles to go and 2 retries available. The first of which being the Salmon Slammer. He's going to take the jump up to the bar and then take a jump up to cliffs and then dismount down onto a descending salmon ladder bar and then put it into the rungs above him.
Oh.
Gets the first grab. Now going to carry on through the rest of the obstacle. Move on through and gets the grab and descends down. Holds on though. Now needs to get up this ladder.
Oh, doing a couple salmon hops as well to make that transition to the skateboard all the more easier. Daniel, he's got plenty of energy in the tank.
Here he moves, not a problem so far as he takes a slow glide down the skateboard. With 40 seconds left, he's going back. He's going to try his best to get a running start into the ring. Trying to reach out, but he knows, time is really being eaten up here, Kane.
Oh, come on. Oh, just about gets it. Oh, this is going to be tough, though. 25 seconds for this final obstacle is not ideal, Billy.
Gonna take the pushback off of the cube, but he's just gonna have to send it at this point. 16 seconds for the bar hop for the win.
Well, he's already gotten the win. Daniel's won the Premier Series competition. A buzzer, though, seeming just out of reach. He's got to do
Gonna
something.
take the link. He's gonna have to really lock in for the bar spin. He tried it in midair, and the grip gives out. Well done to Daniel Hoaxie, taking the first place spot for the Premier Series at Life Force for the amateur male division with an astonishing run all throughout.
Yeah, such a great run. He only took a fall on that final obstacle. That was really something. He just handled business.
That was crazy work right there. We could see him, flawless technique on basically every obstacle, all the way up to the 11th, it looks like, on the Salmon Slammer. He really tried his best to get a running start going into the little ring direction change, and he managed to get it, but only with about 30 seconds used up to get there, and so he just kind of had to send the bar hop at the end, and still got himself the win, which is lovely to see. And that is your leaderboard. Well done to Lucas in 5th, and well done to all of our qualifiers too. Well done to Daniel, Christian and Tay, and Tristan. Moving on to Motus. Well done to our 2 females as well. Congratulations to both Olivia and Vita making their way through to the finals as well. And Kane, lovely stuff from the amateurs.
Yeah, I mean, I really have nothing but praise to sing for these athletes. They all performed super well. We didn't quite see a buzzer, but I have no doubts we'll see one today, whether it be in the teen division or in the elite division, which I'm a little scared for that one. The elite division is, I'm sure our course designers are really going to pull out all the hockey stops to prevent a buzzer from taking place, but who knows, Billy? Yeah, any closing thoughts?
I am a very excited man for when it comes to the rest of the Premier Series here at Life Force. We've got the teens and the elites coming up just after this. We're going to be back with you very shortly with some more Premier Series action from Kane Malden and Billy Dixon. We're going to be seeing you guys later for both the teens and the elites coming up soon. Take care.